Okay, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the June 10th meeting of the Lakeville Conservation Commission. As we usually do, we are being recorded by LakeCAM, and we will go around and introduce ourselves.
I'm Mark Minton. I'm the conservation agent.
John LeBlanc.
Michelle Bouchard. Nancy Yates.
Joseph Chamberlain.
William Files.
Captain Burrow.
Okay, we have a lot of continuances tonight, so we'll try to get through them
Yeah, we'll keep
the
John
best
busy.
we can. But some of them are new hearings, so I'm gonna have to open the public hearing and continue it. So first off, we have 19 Captain's Way. According to the provisions of Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40 of the Wetlands Protection Act, there will be a hearing on a notice of intent submitted by W.R. Logan Excavating Incorporated for the construction of a single-family house with associated septic system, utilities, driveway, grading, and landscaping within the 100-foot of a bordering vegetated wetland. The location of the project is 19 Captain's Way, Lakeville, map 60, block 6, lot 3. The public hearing will be held on Tuesday, June 10th, 2025 at 6:30 p.m. at the Lakeville Police Station, 323 Bedford Street, Lakeville. I look for a motion to open the hearing.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
I also look for a motion as requested, a continuance to continue 19 Captain's Way to our June 24th meeting at 6:30 at the police station.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Is one. 2 on the agenda is 0 Loon Pond Road.
Whatever it is.
Well, we'll figure it out by the next meeting. According to the provisions of Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40 on the Wetlands Protection Act, there will be a hearing on a notice of intent submitted by Aaron Paquin for the proposed construction of a single-family home and installation of a septic system with associated utilities, grading, paving, and tree removal within natural heritage and endangered species protection area. Work within the 100-foot buffer zone to bordering vegetated wetland, include grading, tree removal, and driveway. The location of the project is 0 Loon Pond Road, Lakeville. Map 27, Block 2, Lot 23. The public hearing will be held on Tuesday, June 24th, 2025 at 6:30 p.m. at the Lakeville Police Station, 323 Bedford Street, Lakeville. Look for a motion to open the hearing.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, so, as per the applicant, asking for a continuance, so I will look to continue 0 Loon Pond Road to June 6th, to June 24th.
June 24th.
I'm trying to go too fast here. June 24th, 2025 at 6:30 at the Lakeville Police Station.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, that's 2 down. 160 Bedford Street. At the request of the applicant, they are looking for a continuance. The peer review has come back from our peer reviewer, and Prime needs time to answer it. So,
I'll make a motion to continue 160 Bedford Street, SE 192-925 to 6/25/25 at 6:30 p.m. here.
6/24/25.
6/24/25.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
That's 3.
Teamwork.
Off Myrick Street. The peer review came back they've also requested a continuance, but that peer review came back from Brandon and Samantha. Actually, it was Samantha that works with Brandon that went out and identified a piece of wetland that wasn't flagged. So when I call back, they're gonna go out and have that area flagged, and then Samantha will go and check the rest of it. And so that's why that needs to be continued until that happens.
Is the 24th enough time for them, or do they need?
Yeah, I think they were
So-
going right out, and she's gonna go right out.
Okay.
I make a motion to continue off Myrick Street, SE 192-938 to June 24th, 2025 at 6:30 p.m. at the police station.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
74 Lakeside Avenue at the request of the applicant. We've asked for they have asked for that to be continued also. I don't really have much of an update. They're just still not ready.
I make a motion to continue 74 Lakeside Ave, SE 192931 to June 24th, 2025, 6:30 PM here at the police station.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
3 Mona Street, same.
I make a motion to continue 3 Mona Street, SE 192933 to June 24th, 2025 at 6:30 PM here at the police station.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
28 Precinct Street, as you can see, it's crossed off, was on, they had already requested the
To go-
24th,
Right.
so,
It's gonna be a big meeting.
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
So, meeting minutes.
Make a motion that we accept the minutes of the Town of Lakeville's Conservation Commission meeting of March 25th, 2025 as presented to us.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, wow, that's great. All right, so this is the only thing we really have to talk about is this enforcement order. John and I went out last Thursday. A very large area in the back has been filled with, I don't know, would you say truckloads?
Oh, yeah.
Truckloads of,
Wood chips.
wood chips, yeah.
Fill
I mean-
and wood chips, I would think.
Huh?
I would think it's both. It's everything. Fill and wood chips.
And it's a huge area. And if you look at the maps on the back attached to this enforcement order that we just did this morning, you can see that there's a wetland piece that goes right across the back. So, and it's up covering the trees. I went back yesterday and met with the landowner and the potential land buyer. And they need to come up with a plan. So this is the enforcement order. I wrote this enforcement order, and not asking for an NOI until we have a plan back for how they're gonna delineate the wetland and how they're gonna restore whatever damage has been done. And at that point, when we have a restoration plan, everything's ready to go, then they can do it through an NOI so that we can condition it more.
So as of right now, everything's stopped. They can't touch it without coming to us first.
No, well, they can't touch it
Other
until,
than-
they're in the
Any further.
process, they can touch it because, but we'll have to, if you notice on the end of this, how I said, any and all work done on this property will be supervised by the agent or a conservation commissioner. And I've listed, Mark, myself, and the office, and, you know, if, out
Yeah.
of that, if you or I can't do it, we will try to
And
get
if the
somebody
buyer and
else.
seller can get together, they can still do the transaction.
Well, it would just be on the
It-
buyer. It
it'd
won't
be-
matter.
it'd be on the buyer.
We don't have to do with that,
Right,
but the
right.
buyer is gonna be aware and he's gonna have to
Has to take
take.
the responsibility.
This goes to the landowner.
Yeah,
And,
They can do anything outside of the resource area that they.
right.
Yeah.
want.
well, they have to identify the resource
But
area
but
first.
the only work they can do there is to identify
Yes.
the wetlands
Yes.
and come up
Yes.
with a plan. to-
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Has a notification gone to Natural Heritage about?
Well, we haven't done this yet. We're gonna all sign it tonight. It's just written today. So we'll sign it tonight and we'll go to
I didn't know if
DEP
I didn't know
and,
if anything, a call had been made or anything before this. Okay.
but it will go,
Yeah.
yep.
I just.
So,
didn't
but I
know if-
tried to include everything, like we want the details and a time frame. You know, the reason that we're not asking for an NOI is we don't want to be here a year and a half later, or we've had things that go on and on and on. Like 310 Kenneth Welch Drive went on for how long?
But we have discussed the added fees we should impose on some of these things that go on and on and on and on beyond a reasonable time.
And also, an NOI can be appealed, and that's another long period of time. A enforcement order cannot be appealed to DEP. It would go through the court system.
One question I have is, what happens if they don't provide step one by the 8th, the deadline that put in here? Like what happens if they don't come back to us by the 8th with a restoration plan outlined as we've said they have to? Do we have any? We really don't have any
That's July
course of-
8th, so.
Yeah, it's a month.
That's a month.
But do we really have any course of action, or at that point, can DEP step
Yeah,
in
well,
behind
this
us?
is gonna go to DEP. DEP can fine, so that's why you do the enforcement order, because.
'Cause we still can't fine
I talked
ourselves.
to Tricia Cassidy in Middleborough, and she had a very similar case, and they were fined $17,000. So
Does
I would
Middleborough
say,
have, their
we-
own wetland
Elon?
bylaw?
no,
No, they don't either.
no, they're like us, they've never been able to pass it.
Wareham is the one that does, they're
Yeah.
familiar with that, yeah.
But, I mean, we would follow it up immediately if they don't have anything by the 8th, or if, even if they have a partial, they have to come before us on the 8th, and then we can go from there with another plan of action.
Do we need
It's
a,
pretty, you know,
do you need a motion and a vote on this?
yeah, and everybody's gonna, I want everybody to sign it. I mean, I could have signed it myself, but the meeting's tonight, so I just would assume that it
Did you
would
get
be
your
great if
name
everybody
placed?
signs it.
But you're sworn in. You get sworn in, right? Yeah, okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the enforcement order on 52 Clear Pond Road.
Second. All in favor? Aye.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Are we ready?
Yes, unless anybody has anything else to say. Obviously not. Gee, I told Tom I'd be home early. Okay.
You ready?
I have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye.
Gettysburg.
Ready to go?
Okay, but not before
Enforcement order,
we
Mike?
sign.
He has.
Pick a shot, yeah.
Who turned, pick a